Hallo und willkommen zu Lonestar. Wir spielen Agathe Christie, Hercule Poirot, The First Cases. Wir haben gerade mit den Leuten hier in der Pantry gesprochen. Mit den ganzen Angestellten. Mal abgesehen von Elizabeth, die ist nicht da. Wir können noch ein paar Schlussfolgerungen ziehen. Rihanna. I understand she must have been incredibly busy in the kitchen. But to forget a detail that proves her innocence. Why is this significant? Rihanna believes workers didn't stand a chance. Rihanna speaks with such anger about the strikes, claiming the workers were pigs to the slaughter. Rihanna distraught, Luke's passed away. Losing a sibling must be truly devastating. As an only child, I cannot imagine living with such pain. How does Rihanna cope with such a loss? Die sind also beide vergesslich.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
How can either of them forget something so important from only the day before? Archibald and Rihanna unsure of their stories. Ja, können wir jetzt das schon verbinden oder geht's erstmal hier?
This will not get me any...
Nee. Haben wir die Verbindung erst noch?
I must
Nein.
act on thought and fact.
Ja, aber dann haben wir die hier, oder?
Come,
Auch
my little
nicht.
Grace.
Eieiei, völlig versagt. Ah, okay. Wir haben hier Staff Covering for the Real Time of Death und die sind unsure of their stories.
What a revelation!
Eieiei. Both Archibald and Rihanna played the part very well. That is until they became complacent. Why do the staff feel they need to fabricate stories? Jetzt haben wir das gleiche wieder. Mit was verbindet sich das jetzt?
Order and method.
Okay,
That
das
is
dürfen
the
wir
way.
immer noch nicht. Jetzt aber, dass sie da verbunden sind, oder?
I must take a different approach if I am to
Nein, okay. Dann rechne ich jetzt aber mal mit der Verbindung und danach können wir rüber zu dem Mord, oder?
What a revelation!
I almost had to relay their stories back to them both. I obviously cannot trust a word they have said. Why are the staff hiding the truth from me? Staff are hiding the truth. Ja, weil sie... Jetzt aber. They are involved.
Magnifique!
Eieiei. It is a revelation I had not expected. The staff were involved in the murder. While young Inge is guilty of her own crimes associated with the blackmail, it is Monsieur Sterling and Mademoiselle Rihanna that have been an integral part in covering up and obscuring the truth of how the Major was killed. Na also. The staff were already suspicious to begin with, but this confirms their involvement. Are all the staff members involved? Conclude each staff member's association to the murder. I am close to revealing the truth about the Major's murder, but I must understand the roles that each and every person is involved playing before the final puzzle is solved. Also. Wir haben Rihanna helped Elizabeth after coming downstairs. Inge claims Elizabeth came looking for Rihanna's help. What reason would she have to lie? And why did Rihanna help Elizabeth? Elizabeth mourns for Luke. Und die gehören zusammen.
Is there something?
Nein. Elizabeth looked white coming downstairs. Inge especially remembered and reciting seeing Elizabeth entering, not looking herself. Ah. Why did Elizabeth appear so pale? Jetzt aber, die da.
This will not get me any closer to
Das
my...
gibt's ja gar nicht. Aber wir haben mit den Arch, der hat die jetzt gespielt.
I cannot see the logic in this.
Das ist ja unmöglich. Wir sollen hier 3 Verbindungen finden. Und ich finde sie alle nicht. Unglaublich. Also, gut, jetzt leuchten hier natürlich eine ganze Menge Punkte auf, die wir immer noch nicht wissen, wie sie zusammengehören. Aber das Morning von dem Luke, wir haben ja schon gesagt, ich wollte ja die eigentlich verbinden mit dem Punkt. Aber das hat nicht geholfen. Dann wird es der sein. Der Luke ist ja hier der Verwandte.
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
I cannot imagine the pain they have felt losing Luke. His memory will live on in their hearts. Elizabeth and Rihanna both grieve for Luke. Jetzt weiß ich gar nicht mehr. Was hat denn hier noch geleuchtet? Staff war involved. Der hat geleuchtet, aber ich wüsste nicht, mit wem ich den verbinden soll. Viele möglichen Verbindungen gibt es ja gar nicht. Den habe ich schon versucht. Mit dem zu verbinden. Mit dem passt er nicht. Hier auch nicht. Da nicht. Da nicht. Hier könnte er passen.
I cannot see the logic in this.
Nein, mag er nicht. Kann man die 2 verbinden?
Another success. I never doubted myself.
Elizabeth looked pale and the other members of staff were busy with their duties. She must have found the body. But did she play a part in the murder? Elizabeth found the body. Dann hat sie ihr geholfen.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
Also her duties are primarily focused in the kitchen and pantry. I don't recall seeing her. Rihanna wasn't seen after Elizabeth found the corpse. Wie sollen wir jetzt die Inge hier rein verbinden? Das sehe ich immer noch nicht. War sie das? Kann ich mir gar nicht vorstellen, da ist sie doch zu klein dafür, oder? Und mit hier verbinden wird wenig Sinn machen, oder?
Some would say a lucky guess. I would say a moment of genius.
So viel zu mir als großen Detektiv. I'm confident Inge isn't part of the cover-up. That has clearly been a focus of the other staff. Inge not involved in the murder. Ja, aber dann ach, mit denen darf ich da nicht rein verbinden. Ja, sowas. Passt der jetzt?
I should not be surprised by my own skills of the...
Archibald's acting skill came into play to cover for a member of the staff. But who? Rihanna. Archibald was covering for a staff member.
I must take a different approach
doch
if
nicht.
I am to uncap...
Ja. Mit denen halt.
I must act on thought...
Nein. Ja, kann man das dann verbinden?
Order and method.
Nee. Ach so. Ja, gut. Ja, ja, ja. Okay, wir haben jetzt 4 Knoten, aber jetzt Verbindung ist so und so. Die Frage ist, für wen covert er? Ja, für die Elizabeth.
What a revelation!
The staged phone call was Archibald's assignment. He went to great lengths to protect Elizabeth, but why did he feel the need to cover for Elizabeth? Archibald staged the phone call to cover for Elizabeth. Und wir haben hier...
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
Impersonating the Major was Rihannas Rolle. Ich dachte der Arch, deswegen... Why it was necessary, I'm not sure of yet. Why did she feel the need to cover for Elizabeth? While young Inge is guilty of her own crimes associated with the blackmail, it is Monsieur Sterling and Mademoiselle Rihanna that have been an integral part in covering up and obscuring the truth of how the Major was killed. I now have all the pieces of the puzzle. I must return to my room and place them together until the result reveals itself. It is time for my grey cells to go to work. I am so close to uncovering the truth. Eine Verbindung. Staff are involved. Mit dem Who?
This will not get me any closer to my goal.
Ah, Moment. Was haben wir? Rihanna was covering for Elizabeth. Dann sind die zwei.
Magnifique.
How could I have allowed this to slip through my grasp? Elizabeth is the murderer. Naja, es war vielleicht Totschlag. Ich schätze mal, der Major ist irgendwie aufdringlich geworden oder was weiß ich was und sie hat ihn irgendwie auf Versehen erstochen. Das hat ja geheißen, das wäre irgendwie eher so eine Abwehrbewegung gewesen. Vielleicht wollte er sich auch an ihr vergreifen, so an dem jungen Mädel, wer weiß. Und die anderen haben dann aufgeräumt. Und haben auch dafür gesorgt, dass die Leiche dann von der anderen untersucht wird, um die Aufklärung zu verzögern. Haben draußen sich postiert, um so zu tun, als wäre der Major noch am Leben. Der Arch hat dann am Telefon gesprochen, um auch den Zeitpunkt zu verschleiern. Aber wir wissen immer noch nicht, was die Waffe war. Und wenn die Mama Reha, oder wie heißt sie da? Rihanna, sich nicht sicher war, wer jetzt eigentlich das Eis geordert hat, dann wird die Elizabeth es gewesen sein, die mit dem Eis hoch ist. Also, why fehlt noch, what fehlt noch, how fehlt noch. I cannot believe I did not see it, blinded by my own trust. When I look back now, the clues were there, staring me in the face. I spent my time chasing connections between the guests, their motives and agendas were more than enough to raise suspicion, but while distracted by them, I failed to notice the one absent member of the household. What I still cannot grasp is why. I promised myself that after the fateful day in the Kapitel, I would not let my judgment steer me adrift. But once again, it is I left looking the fool. There is nothing more that can be done tonight. I must at least try to rest my head in preparation for confronting Mademoiselle Elizabeth in the morning. Ob sie dann noch da ist, ob sie dann noch lebt. Chapter 8. The Truth. What in the world? Has an elephant escaped and made its way to the second floor? It sounds as though it is coming directly from above me. But that is the storage room. Fällt mir gleich was auf den Kopf? Ich glaube, wir sollten mal lieber aus dem Zimmer rausgehen, bevor mir die Decke auf den Kopf fällt. Wer weiß, ob sie den Mord, oder vielleicht war es ja eher Totschlag, so vertuschen wollen, dass sie mich noch loswerden wollen. Was für ein Lärm. Der Storage Room war auf der Seite. Hoffentlich sperren die mich jetzt da nicht ein. Why would Monsieur Sterling be in here clattering around in the dead of the night? Investigate Archibald's suspicious behavior. Archibald is up in the middle of the night making some amount of noise. I must find out the extent of his behavior. Ein Bild. One of the Saints. Das gehört über einen Türrahmen drüber. Das hat er gesucht.
Monsieur Sterling.
Oh, Detective, I was just...
Please, I eagerly await to hear what reason you give for being in the storage room at this hour.
Oh, hier sieht man auch, dass es mal hier den Schrank vor- und zurückziehen kann. Da ist was dahinter versteckt.
A butler's job is never...
I am no fool, monsieur. You have spun enough stories this weekend.
Honestly, Detective, you don't trust anyone.
Das stimmt.
And with good reason.
My patience has all but run out. What are you doing in here?
I've been thinking about my time with the family.
I often think on fond memories, but it does not take me to a storage room in the middle of the night.
There are many memories held within these walls. I just wanted to see them again.
Monsieur Sterling sounds as though he has plans on leaving the house. It sounded as though you were moving furniture in here. Ja, den Schrank, da, den Schrank.
I didn't realize the noise I was making.
Obviously. Were you preoccupied looking for another of the Major's medals?
Of course not. I already explained.
No, monsieur. You attempted to dupe me again into believing one of your stories.
Please, Detective. I know you know how it ended up in my possession. I was just trying to get some extra money together to send home. I can't lose this job. If Lady Van den Bosch found out...
Theft of a medal would be the very least of your problems.
You have done nothing but deceive and abuse your position in the house. Naja. Both you and Mademoiselle Rihanna risked your freedom to help Elizabeth.
You never let on. How long have you known it was her?
Monsieur, I am Detective Hercule Poirot. I only show my hand when I deem it necessary.
You will be taking her away then.
She will stand trial for what she has done.
But you don't know the full story. She is just a servant in this house. If she is arrested, that will be the end for her.
If Mademoiselle was only protecting herself, as you both have claimed, she will surely be found innocent.
Okay, dann muss man das andere doch noch sagen.
Deceive? I'm sorry that I lied to you about the medal.
Even when confronted, Monsieur Sterling still remains steadfast and refusing to acknowledge what he has done.
Would you care to explain the fake telephone call? It was purely for my benefit, no?
Why would I fake a telephone call?
The same reason that Mademoiselle Rihanna dressed in the Major's jacket in the snow, to allow not only the guests but me to believe the Major was still alive.
I didn't kill him, Detective.
Das wissen wir doch schon.
I know, monsieur. But I also know that you helped the one that did to
It wasn't like
sorry,
that. We were
weggeklickt.
just trying to help. She had no part in it.
You have still not explained what you were doing in here.
The Major's military storage box.
The one that stored his medals.
Amongst other things, yes.
And those other things are?
I had to protect her. If you found it when searching the study, you would have carted her off then and there.
Whatever it is you have hidden, it will not remain that way for much longer.
Monsieur Sterling is obviously hiding something. I should perhaps conduct my own search for it instead of relying on his cryptic messages.
I need a moment.
Ja, guck doch mal da unten. Hier. Hallo. Da. Und hier. Archibald claims there is more to the story. Monsieur Sterling has been one for secrets this full weekend, but seems reluctant to tell me more. Archibald hid items related to the murder. Monsieur Sterling would only hide items for what he believes is a good reason. Where would be a suitable place for Archibald to hide such items? Archibald implies he is leaving the house. He expects he'll be leaving the house soon, presumably due to his actions this weekend. Archibald admits to the cover-up. He finally admitted his actions when pushed. If only he had admitted to his tampering sooner. Archibald was taking medals from extra money. The family finances have clearly led the staff to doing what it takes to ensure their own wealth. Also, hier ist das Bild. One of the many saint carvings from around the house, abandoned in a box. Why is the saint carving in here? Weil es über eine Tür gehört.
Another success. I never doubted myself.
The detached carving may relate to a door in this room. This would explain Archibald's presence. Secret room accessible with storage room.
Some would say a lucky guess.
Und da hat er
I
es
would say
versteckt.
a moment of genius.
Archibald must have hidden items in the secret room. I presume this exists within here, somewhere. Inspect the storeroom. Ja, hinter dem Schrank, sag ich doch die ganze Zeit schon. Und es ist vielleicht die Waffe, die benutzt wurde, die er versteckt hat. Ich kann aber immer noch nicht den Boden anschauen, nicht das Ding. Inspect Furniture. There appears to be nothing here. Ein Hammer. Das ist auch nix.
Oh.
Oh. Muss ich jetzt so einmal im Kreis gehen? Nein, nein, nein. Ah, hier muss ich hingehen. Man darf nicht hier hingucken und nicht da hingucken, sondern da muss man hinschauen. Und hier oben ist auch das Feld, wo es gehangen ist. Sieht man in der Wand. Aha, a hidden room. It seems there are more secrets in this house to discover. Military Knife. Da ist die Mörderwaffe. Oder heißt es Mörderwaffe? Die Mordwaffe? A prestigious looking knife. Likely belonging to the Major. Vermutlich mit seinem Blut dran. Military Knife. Blood stains. Blood looks to have been stained into the blade, despite clear attempts to clean this. What can I now confirm? Ja, das ist die Potential Murder Weapon.
I should not be surprised by my own skills of deduction.
The murder weapon has been found. Elizabeth must have used this in the study. Talk to Archibald. Rose engraving. The rose symbol of the Major's regiment. This knife must belong to him. Ich frage mich, ob ich draußen im Garten was übersehen habe im Schneesturm, als ich lieber Schnee platt getreten habe, statt alles zu untersuchen. Letter. Und nochmal ein Save. The last will and testament of the late Viscount. It seems he truly loved Angeline. Last will and testament, declaration. I declare that I, Viscount Edwin van den Bosch, am of sound mind. This last will expresses my wishes without undue influence or duress. Article 1. In the event of my death, I hereby appoint my wife, Cassandra van den Bosch, as the executor of the van den Bosch estate, and I leave the remaining wealth held in the van den Bosch name to my only daughter, Angeline van den Bosch. Any outstanding debts, expenses of my last illness, funeral expenses and administration costs are to be paid from the Van den Bosch account at the National Bank of Belgium. To my daughter Angeline, you are the apple of my eye and the brightest star in the sky. Never allow your light to fade for even a moment. To my wife Cassandra, thank you for the many joyous years. We have laughed, and we have brought the most precious of gifts into this world together. I trust that you will protect her and prepare her for the future full of opportunity and hope. Viscount Edwin van den Bosch. Expensive lighter. An expensive looking lighter. It looks to have unfortunately been through a war. Come, my little grey cells, I believe we already know something about this mystery. Military service box. The Major's military service box. Ziemlich klein. It contains letters and keepsakes. The Major's lighter. Expensive lighter. Rose engraving?
Things are beginning to become clearer.
This lighter must belong to the Major, the army symbol. All but confirms this. But don't I already have this in my possession? Military lighter.
Things are beginning to become clearer.
The lighter I found in the military box is certainly the Major's, meaning the other one is not. Da müssen wir wieder mit Arch reden. Lighter from the garden wasn't the Major's. Well used. Also, it is of high quality. The lighter looks to have been subjected to rough usage. Military box, war map. In this decipherable map of the war, it is useless to my investigation. Standard military box, the box appears to be of military standard. Empty canteen, a canteen from the war. I can imagine it held anything from water to whiskey. The Viscount left belongings to Angeline. He must have wanted to ensure she was looked after once he had passed. Under the guardianship of Madame. Also the belongings will go to Angeline. The Viscount requests they are under Madame's guardianship. Formal letter. A letter that orders the dismissal of the Major. It details some of his actions during the war. The Major is not receiving a pension. The Major's reckless actions led to the removal of his pension. Did losing his pension his overall financial situation? The Major killed prisoners of war. The reason for the Major's discharge, and an act he must not be proud of. I presume he wouldn't want the secret to become public. Dishonorably discharged. The Major's questionable actions during the war resulted in him being discharged from the army. Informal letter. A letter directed to the Major from one of his old colleagues from some time after the war. The Major contacted old friends. The Major was contacting old friends, presumably from his days during the war. The Major was building his militia. The Major was recruiting people for his militia by contacting some of his former colleagues. Military knife. Noch was Neues hier? Nein. Ja, da haben wir eine ganze Menge rausgefunden. Aber ich würde trotzdem sagen, wir machen an dieser Stelle lieber erstmal ein kleines Päuschen. Und ich hoffe, es hat euch gefallen. Und wir sehen uns das nächste Mal.